This is a quick tutorial on using your intraoral camera inside XrayVision. Get into a patient's chart here. Capture layout. Choose an FMX18 if you wanted, and click OK. And what you're going to choose is the take from and your video source. The next thing it pulls up is video devices, and you want to choose your USB. And your camera starts up. So we'll just take some pictures of my keyboard. Definitely have that capture shutter sound. If your device isn't, your camera is not capturing, you might want to come into video options and still pin and change it to the other setting. One of those settings will work, or create a support ticket with us and we'll help you make sure that your camera is connected to the software. At this point, here's what happens. These 5 images on the side, just so you know, you can right click view full screen and then exit out. There's a little X on the projector to exit out. So I could right click and delete. Let's just right click and delete this last one. It's kind of fuzzy. Right click and delete current image. Yes, and now I'm down to 4. All 4 images are going to go into tile 1. That's what happens when you use the camera inside the software, inside a layout. Although I like it, so it's very easy and fast to rearrange these images. So it doesn't matter what tile is highlighted. When I click on done, it's going to load all 4 of those images there. I can take a few seconds, left hold, drag and drop, left hold, drag and drop where they need to go. And in the lower left hand corner, I've got a rotational tool. Every time I click it, it rotates 90 degrees, a horizontal flip, a vertical flip, and an inversion tool if you wanted to use that. When you're ready to take more images, so if you wanted to, since we do have a rearranging, maybe you do one arch at a time and you stop and you spend 3 seconds to rearrange. Click on any tile, take from your video source, and just want to make sure your video devices is chosen here, your USB, and then take as many images as you need. When you say done, they all fall into that one tile and you can then rearrange. Now, creating a template, you know, I'm using the FMX18. It's just fast and easy. I don't have to create a template that way. But if I've taken multiple images of teeth number 8, I would probably drag those images to that tile that's associated with that maxillary central. There's a little icon that is indicating all of those images are there. So that's how we use and double click on the one that you want on top. So click on done. And so you can use that template. You know, you can right click layout options and delete all empty tiles. And then when I close it, just save that. So I've got all of those images that I just took with my intraoral camera in one layout all together and with proper tooth associations. So creating a layout, once you know how many tiles you need, click on capture, click on layout definitions. So you could do layout, new layout, and name it, you know, your IO cam or whatever you want to call it. And you could base this on, you know, the FMX18 if that's what you like, or the FMX21. This drop down is like, I'm going to kind of mimic the FMX18, and the order of the tiles and the acquisition doesn't really matter. If you wanted more tiles here, in the lower right hand corner there's a horizontal. You know, I could add a couple more tiles. Maybe I'm going to add 4 more tiles, and you know, maybe I want to add those tiles. I could hold your control button and highlight both tiles that you want to move to a location. If I wanted to create a layout that way, and again, you know, I can left hold my control button down on my keyboard, highlight all of those lower tiles and move them down. So creating a layout for an office for intraoral camera really depends on what you want. How many tiles do you want? Hold your control button down and you see I've got 22 tiles here. And to create order, we've got a video on tiles and creating them, edit, I can change the tile order, change tile capture order. Again, if this is X-rays or the camera, doesn't really matter. You can choose that. The other thing that in the edit that you might want to look at is snapping to the grid. That way you have these dots and you can compare. So if I were changing the order of acquisition, some people use their camera and they start on the lower right. So I would come to edit, change tile capture order, and I would click on tile, what is before labeled 7, now it's 1. Click where my second shot would be, click where my third, my fourth, my fifth, my sixth, my seventh, and then some people come up here, 8, 9, 10, 11 for the centrals for teeth 8 and 9, 12. Just keep clicking on the tile in the order that you actually would acquire them. So 15 and 16, let's say we finish out, give you 2 more blocks there. And if I'm done, I definitely, the thing that is most important here is that I want to, in this lower corner, choose direct video digital capture, direct video. Right now the tiles say sensor, and that little icon right beside is like a square and an arrow, prompt for source. Again, we'd want to do video source and say okay. So now we want direct video on these tiles. So drop down menu and this little button here to the left, select all the tiles in the layout for the same source. And when you're done, click done. And yes, you want to save that modification. So now you've got access to the capture layout and your IO camera. And choose that layout that you just created and click the take from video source. And there you go. Hopefully that helps. If you have any further questions, don't hesitate to submit a support request straight from our website. You can go to apteryx.com. And there is a request support right at the top of the page. Fill that out, submit a support request. The very first time that you submit a support request, you're going to need to verify your email. It's going to say, please verify your email. Whatever email you put in here, you're going to need to go to that email and just verify your email address. Thank you.